When I have a crush, you can tell. I walk in open angles. My arms are wide, my armpits, my apartment is chilled. In this room, I am sweat, I am aimless, I am aiming to please, to posture. I am posturing. My posture is awful. It's Christmas and Charlie is sad, which makes me sad and upset at myself for being sad and for being upset at my friend, and I can only try, but I cannot fully get it, but it must feel like shit to be invited than uninvited by your family for Christmas. You feel alienated, and I do too, but it's not in the same way, I know. And no, I'm not saying you shouldn't be sad, but I'm saying at least the advantage of alienation is freedom if you let it be. But still, I can never make up or slow down my mind. I can't think about what I want to think about rather than what isn't important. If given the choice, I wouldn't think about my body and what I've eaten, but rather I'd think about anything else. I think about people working at the DMV, how to keep egos from ossifying, women always lying, how my mom begs me to let her give me gifts, saying, do it for me, which is a strange inversion of kindness, really. In community, we sit in a circle and give each other positivity while speaking hatred to ourselves. And Charlie wants to become a man overnight, wants to become a man when he was a little girl. And I think he has extreme expectations for speed, the rate at which he believes in his own change. I've had too many bowls of cereal today to think straight, and I'm sad about the saran wrap that covers every snack, how it ends up in the trash, the landfills forever, like the tables outside our building, lawn chairs screwed into the concrete, as unbending as cement. I try to move them into the sun, but I can't. I don't want everything in this world to remain fixed. I don't want most things to remain fixed. Again, it's snack, a bag of Lay's potato chips stuck to the plate with saran wrap. When I use a washcloth once, it feels dirty, and from masturbating, I smell like sex. By myself, I'm an imposter and generally inconsistent. Individually wrapped zucchini bread, plastic lid on each milk at each meal. I'm most afraid of my own emotions, how I'll look down and realize I've been clenching my fists for an hour without knowing, how easily my fingernails break the skin on my forearms. That morning I started singing to the radio, then was screaming and punched the steering wheel, ripped off my own necklaces. That time in middle school, I don't know how, I ended up scratching my friend instead of tickling her. It was like I was playing and I was angry. There are 5 bottles of seltzer in our apartment in the trash every night, and any given moment, we come together and complain about eating Chex Mix. At one breakfast, the topic of periods came up, and Charlie visibly fumed and walked away, so we waved down Marie to follow him out, and later in community, he said he didn't want to tell us, but there he was telling us that he had started his period, and thus wanted to rip out his uterus and saw off his breasts using whatever knife there was, but of course, everything sharp had been confiscated. I'm not saying I can relate, but if I could be any other way, I would. My therapist says I want to feel accomplished, and I do, but I don't even know how, and at least it's not heroin, my dad said. I could have a much worse addiction. And when my therapist says I shouldn't assume that others are judging me because I'm not judging them and we're all too self-absorbed to judge each other, I nod and agree while actually thinking, I'm self-absorbed and judging others. Most of my friends are gay, and I only just realized that I enjoy feeling more masculine. In conversation with my parents, I said fuck as in I don't give a fuck, which makes me think that some point has been crossed which can never be uncrossed. I took down the cross that was hanging from my rearview mirror and put up those necklaces. Wondered if I'm definitely going to hell for taking down the cross. On our outing to the busy market, I snuck away from the group to the bathroom, where I took a ball of ice cream and dropped it into the toilet and flushed it. I'm capable of giving so much love, I wish somebody wanted it. The ice cream was mint and expensive. If you think about it, there's always a reason not to relax. After Marie brought him back, Charlie was angry at the table, and I wanted to make his anger stop for my own sake, really, I must admit. It was self-interest. I couldn't take how grumpy he was. He was making us all bummed. We were all bummed on his behalf. Even though it wasn't our fault, I wanted to tell him, no need to punish us. It's not your fault. No need to punish yourself. Holding my empty cup, I watched the rest of the group lick their nice ice creams, and I felt smug, which is the wrong thing to feel. And then later, from all those people, Charlie sat across from me in the group room, and I had my headphones in, but he started to talk about himself, about his mom, how it doesn't matter what she thinks, but there he was, worried about what she thinks. And I didn't know how to say or what to say, but at that moment, I just wanted to be alone. It's not that I don't want to experience the full range of emotions. I just don't want them to be so saturated. Purples and blues, I lose my breath in them. I need the feelings to be somewhat translucent so I can see. Can we at least agree that codependency co-evolved with humans? But there's always been domination, like milk production, milk at every snack, how we've made it so that cows must be milked or else they won't make it, milk at every meal. If nobody needs what I am, I won't make it. I don't want to. And the cows explode, right? And without them, we lose our bones. Whenever I'm late, I want to explain, and if anyone sees my closet, I want to justify the presence of a fuzzy pink robe in it, but really, I'm the only one who cares, actually. It's not a big deal, really, why I'm always late, but it's these details I must explain. I can't help but think about. I don't want to think about. The robe belonged to Charlie and had been given to him by his mom when he went by Charlotte, when his mom would still talk to him and invited him home because he was she. But the robe is pink, so he gave it to me.